I've been running this solo. I've been on my dollar. Everybody acting like they know me, but they don't know. I've been on go-mo, never in slow-mo. I only come a second to my GoPro. Losing, that's a no-no. Losing, that's a, losing, that's a, losing, that's a no-no.
Welcome back. So we're going to go foster home vibes, right? This is going to be probably a segment that I start up where y'all can just give me different, topics that y'all want to talk about. I'm going to speak about a different topic in the mind of the kid that grew up in the system. When I say the system, I'm not talking about jail. I wasn't a jail baby. I've been in a couple of juveniles here and there coming up. Part of that, not my fault. Some of it may be my fault. But this is more so to let y'all understand the difference of the mindset of somebody that grew up in the system their whole life. Because the things that people take for granted as a person that came from the system, you'd be surprised how different it is. Your whole mindset is different. The way you think is different. Your dating relationships growing up is different. Like you date on a different thought process than other people, whether they know it or not. And then pretty much everything from that point growing up is just different, right? Like my life and my come up was a lot different than other people in their life, and they come up having parents and being in a stable household, right? Me personally, growing up, I've been in over 70 different foster homes, whether that be group homes, shelters, going to different foster homes. I was never adopted, I guess one of my early childhood memories, like I can tell y'all now, like growing up in the system, you change a lot. You'll see yourself change a lot. I can speak it from myself and what I've seen. Like a lot of the people that I came up with, a lot of them, to be honest with you, either dead or in jail. And the ones that make it, you know what I'm saying, like by the grace of God, got a long struggle coming up. And like I've seen myself change. I mean, to be honest with you, I'll give y'all a quick clip and then I'm gonna cut this short. But just off this clip, I'll tell you how the transformation of coming up for me was, right? Coming up, I was a nut ass young boy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was a nut when I was younger. I was scared of my own shadow. I left my parents when I was 5. Grew up in the system that point on. At first I was with my sisters and then they took them away from me. Now, you got to understand, like, when I was younger, I didn't even have to fight my own battles at one point. My 2 older sisters was cannons. Like, I got, Tink, was a beast. She had hands for days and a temper, and she wasn't scared of nothing. And then I had Mina, who was just, her reputation spoke for itself. And if there's probably any individual on the planet I'm scared of, it'd probably be her. Only because, like, that's just, my sister's no joke. You know what I'm saying? It's just what it is. But you know what I'm saying, like this is a life I grew up. So growing up, you know what I'm saying, somebody mess with me, my sisters always had my back. Like I knew it wasn't going too much further. So like I was protected. So you go from that to when they broke us all up, when people didn't want to take in the boy, they only wanted the girls, you know what I'm saying? To me winding up sooner or later having to go ahead and fend for myself. And yeah, at first, man, I was another ass dude, man. I was scared of my own shadow, get picked on left and right. Like it came with the game, but especially when you're a little light skinned, man. Like I grew up in Philly. I was the lightest dude everywhere I was at. You know what I'm saying? Like of course, I'm half black, half white. I consider myself black growing up in the city with a bunch, my black companions or whatnot. But I was always the lightest dude, and that don't always make you the target. But at the end of the day, like, when you're the little light bright, sometimes, you got the curly hair, you're going to be the dude to get picked on first, whether that be just for the fact that you're an easy target or it is what it is. And I ain't the biggest dude in the world either. But growing up, you wind up having to deal with that. After a while, it becomes this chip on your shoulder where you just get sick of it. And then after a while, that grows that little temper that you get, and then, bam, you become a whole nother person. But long story short, man, just to put it out to you, I saw myself change so much coming up in the system. And to be quite honest with you, like there's so much about me that I still need to do, get myself better, get myself right at. But just seeing the changes that I went through coming up, it tells me exactly, you know, the story that I'd like to explain to other people. Like when people have questions, you know, why would you think like this? Like I can explain why I thought like it now at, you know, 30-something years old now. I understand that, why I look back at that and say, oh, all right, I remember why I was thinking like that. You know what I mean? Like I can see why I was that way. I remember exactly what it was like being in that situation. You know, there's a lot of different things, man. Like I said, relationships, your relationships with people change. Your relationship with yourself changes. Trying to teach yourself how to be a person or grow up to be a man when you don't got nobody there to help you. You know what I mean? Looking for role models when the only role model you have seems to be your sports coaches, you know, or your teachers, because you ain't got nobody to go back home to. You know what I mean? Befriending people, losing those same friends all the time. Like there's so much that come along with it. So, I mean, please drop comments, ask questions, man, and I'll give y'all exactly what y'all looking for. You know, I want to definitely be a person that can answer the questions that you guys have. Like I want to make sure that I answer the questions you got. So, you know, I'm going to throw topics out there. Some of the topics are going to be, you know, what was it like having relationships as a foster child growing up? You know what I mean? What was it like not having parents growing up? You know, what was it like, you know, being at ever, you know, I was good at sports, being good at sports and never having your parents or anybody else in there cheering you on in the crowd. You know, what was it like, you know, growing up, having to fend for yourself and then fight knowing nobody got your back, having to have your own back? How does that change your mindset, right? A lot of things changed over my life. So please ask questions. I'm going to keep this one short, but like I said, I'll throw out the topics. We'll talk a little bit. This will be a content-only thing where I tackle what it's like to be a foster home child. So, to the next video. I'll see you soon. This is Let's Talk TV.
I've been running this so long. I've been on my dollar.